You're left stunned and smouldering by the impact of the lightning ball. Drunkenly, you stagger to your feet and use your magnified discipline of Nexus to extinguish those parts of your cloak and tunic ignited by the blast. Then you draw the summer spread and examine the hills, but to your amazement, there's no sign of any damage whatsoever. Your terrified... Yep. Your terrified horse has halted at the river's edge, and you call to him, using your natural kite skills to calm and control his fear. He responds at once and returns to collect you. Swiftly, you climb back into the saddle and gallop away along the river trail, anxious to put distance between you and this deadly storm. The rumble and crack of repeated lightning ball strikes echo in your wake as you make your hurried escape along the river trail. It is not until you traverse a high pass where the river storm flows through the mountain foothills that the sound eventually disappears. Your senses tingle with the conviction that the storm was no accident. You feel sure that a malevolent elemental force is at work here.
Well, duh.
Yeah, could have told you that, Captain Obvious.
Yeah.
Short...
Target-seeking lightning bolts and meteorites. Yeah, that's not natural, dude.
Nope. Shortly before dusk, you emerge from the pass and see Lake Vonderol for the first time. You call on your Magnified skills of Hunt Mastery to intensify your vision, and as your view of the lake grows sharper and clearer, you make out the ruins of Vorn on the southern shore. The hamlet is blackened and desolate, but it is not without signs of life. There are several pinpoints of light, campfire judging by the color, and you can see a square-rigged mainsail where there's a boat moored at the quay. Do you wish to attempt to reach Vorn before nightfall, or would you rather spend the night in the hills and then approach the hamlet in the morning?
Let's approach it now.
Was that a yes or a no, Rana?
Yes, I agree with Warlord.
Okay, you just kind of have to say it.
Sorry.
Darkness descends as you ride down from the hill pass, but the twisting trail is kept illuminated by a spectacular host of twinkling lights which swoop and soar above the glimmering waters of the lake. It is a wondrous display, but you are not deceived into thinking that all is well. There's a great and evil magic at work here. You can sense it. You are ridden to within 5 miles of Vorn when you are forced to leave the trail and take cover. Ahead you can see a group of Kovarian bandits encamped on the bridge, which carries the trail across a fast-flowing stream. Rather than risk a confrontation, you take cover in a wooded grove and spend a restless night waiting for the dawn. Due to the proximity of the enemy, you are unable to sleep. Lose 3 endurance points. So what is this, the 6 days without any sleep whatsoever?
And you are just almost squealing with glee over there.
It's just
we are slowly losing health and daylight and days for that matter, and you are happy.
So this is 6 days with only 1 hour of sleep now. Oh my god, I don't know how Lone Wolf will look in the face, but I wish I could see it. He must just be... I mean, can you imagine that the guys had 1 hour of sleep with all this shit going on?
Yeah, I get the feeling it's something that artists want to copy and make masks out of, and then they're going to have a very creepy holiday named the Holiday of No Sleep.
Although you're unable to sleep, you take some comfort from the fact that there's no storm this night. You leave the grove at first light and follow the rushing stream until you happen upon a shallow bend where the water is fordable on horseback. You cross here, make a wide detour, then return to the trail a mile beyond the Kovarians' encampment. The trail gradually descends towards the burnt and derelict hovels of Vorn, clustered in squalid disarray around a grey stone quay. The Kovarian bandits occupy the ruined hamlet, and you decide it's wise to leave the trail in case they have posted a lookout. A copse of stunted firs offers you a good hiding place for your horse. You tether him here, and then gather some grasses and roots for him to eat while you are away scouting the hamlet. You have no difficulty entering Vorn unseen. From the first floor ruins of a burned-out inn on the outskirts of the hamlet, you make a careful observation of the Kovarians. They seem to be systematically looting the ruins and transporting their ill-gotten booty to a fishing boat, which is moored at the quay.
Yeah, I can only wonder what Brace is thinking at the moment. Sort of like the lines of, "You're such a poor soul, Lone Wolf."
You do realize we left Bracer long ago.
Yeah, sorry, but I just keep on calling it Bracer by accident.
You are my replacement Bracer now. That means it's like the Bracer never left me. Aren't you happy, horsey?
Okay, I never said anything of that. It's just Cobra being very, very creepy.
Well, I could imagine Lone Wolf being like this. I would certainly end up being quite crazy. With 6 days with only 1 hour of sleep.
And
It's a wonder it's a wonder that the guy can even function at this point.
Yeah, sleep deprivation is a very, very, yeah. It's a very important thing.
Hey, remember, he was underground for like 15 days in the last adventure.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure he got his sleep there.
But when the hell would this guy retire? I know there's some big, great evil, but seriously, he needs some free time.
Maybe he's just waiting until one of his students is good enough to replace him. I don't know. You're watching this boat closely when suddenly your concentration is broken by the sound of a yapping dog. An ugly, one-eyed mongrel is standing in front of the inn, barking defiantly at the first-floor window through which you are observing the Vacovarians. You curse it under your breath, and mentally you're commanded to go away using your innate kite skills of animal kinship. The hound ceases its infernal yappings and run off, whimpering pathetically, but its noise has already attracted the unwanted attention of some brigands who are looting the ruins nearby.
You were the ugliest one of the litter.
They surround and enter the ground floor of the inn, eager to discover what it was that made the dog run away so abruptly. Roll the die.
5.
The Vacovarians search the inn thoroughly. They fail to find you on their first sweep, but when they return to search again, one of them discovers your hiding place when he accidentally treats you on the foot. You react quickly and with fatal effect. A blow to the throat silences the brigand for good and prevents him from ever warning his confederates that you are here. They do not notice that he's missing and they leave the inn to go elsewhere. By the time they realize that one man shot, you have searched and hidden his body and made good your escape from the inn. Among the items you discover in the brigand are the following: a bow, 4 arrows, dagger, short sword, 13 gold crowns, a rope, and a small sack.
Well, now we have a small sack to go along with all the big shafts we come across in this book.
I
Just
suppose.
the arrows.
Yeah. After leaving the inn, you make your way down through the ruins towards the lake, taking care to avoid other Vacovarians who are out looting. The burned-out shell of a meeting hall offers you an unobstructed view of the quay and its flagstone square. You hide here, invisible among the charred roof timbers, and watch as a curious scene unfolds at the quayside. Tied to a stone obelisk in the center of the quay square are 3 acolytes of Vashna. They are guarded by 2 Vacovarian brigands who keep themselves amused by bullying and tormenting them. For the past hour, the sky overhead has become increasingly grey and thundery, with occasional storm flashes illuminating the northern shore. Now this storm is crossing the lake, and the lightning is beginning to strike dangerously close to the quay. The brigands seemingly ignore this danger, so preoccupied are they with their petty cruelties, when something appears on the surface of the lake which commands their attention.
So maybe we could just blame the whole very, shall we say, bad weather on them bullying the acolytes of this evil Dark Lord?
Yeah, okay, here's what got their attention, and I think you will agree that it is worth attention.
Oh shit!
What?
Warship!
Oh, I thought you said also war. Ah, yeah, Wait, what? Okay, that is.
I said,
something
oh
else.
shit, and then I said, warship.
Ah, yeah. But seriously, that is something, alright.
It's a good thing you didn't mix up any of the words, that would have sounded weird. Oh ship, a warship!
A warship is also pretty bad.
Yep. Hey, Givinia, are you still here?
Yeah?
Okay, just hadn't heard you for a while, and... Well, we had some troubles with this, with Skype earlier, so I just wanted to make sure. A massive bank of grey-white fog is rolling across the water towards the quay at an unnatural pace. When it's just a few hundred yards from the shore, a volley of lightning bolts comes hurtling from its core to explode against the quayside wall with devastating effect. Several brigands are incinerated where they stand, leaving nothing but glowing piles of ash to mark their passing. Then suddenly, a massive longboat emerges from the wall of fog and comes speeding towards the quay. Glowing bolts of energy dart from its prow to explode upon the deck of the Vacovarian ship. One of these bolts passes high between the mast and arc through the air towards the quay. You watch with mounting horror as it comes speeding directly towards you.
So we have a warship that is pretty much going daga 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 daga, and it is heading for us on dry land.
Well, one of its bolts are. One of its shots passed by its target and is now coming directly for your face.
Run!
You unsheath the sunsword and strike out at the approaching bolt in a desperate attempt to deflect it away. It strikes to the edge of the blade and you're blinded by an eruption of searing white light. The summersword has negated the force of the bolt, rendering it harmless, but the shock of the impact sends you reeling backwards. As you fall, you knock your head on a charred timber. Lose 2 endurance points.
Oh, for fuck's sake. All those little oops I tripped moments are suddenly adding up to the fact that we now have... Okay, I do not believe I say this, but we have 21 health left.
Yeah. You stagger to your feet and shake your head to clear your blurred vision. The first thing you can see when your sight returns to normal is the attacking longboat as it collides with the Kovarian ship. With a deafening screech of twisting metal and shattering timber, it shudders along the length of the starboard side, sending the brigands who are aboard cartwheeling helplessly across the deck. Grappling lines are cast and boarding planks lowered, and before the Kovarians can recover, a screaming horde of red robe acolytes are amongst them, slaying all without quarter. On the quay side, the Kovarians are gripped by panic. Many flee to the ruins, but there is a core of battle-hardened ex-mercenaries who band together and attempt a counterattack. Bloody fighting rages along the quayside as the acolytes try to recapture the 3 who are tied to the stone obelisk. The prisoners who are eventually saved by a trio of acolyte elders, each of whom is armed with a glowing wand that discharges an incinerating blast of energy against any brigand foolish enough to stand in their way. The elders retreat to the longboat with the 3 prisoners, but the fighting has started to spread beyond the quay. There is a sudden noise to your left, and when you turn to face it, you see 2 acolytes of Vashna racing along the street towards you with bloodied swords held ready to strike you down. Do you wish to use your bow or your magi magic, or neither?
Magi magic.
Yeah, magi magic.
Coolly, you stare into the eyes of the advancing acolytes as you summon forth the power word of the Elder Magi. Galore! The sound hits them like a massive invisible hammer. It crushes their ribs and leaves their bodies lying broken and lifeless among the charred debris. Yeah, so it is pretty much Fusrodar.
Yeah.
Suddenly a piercing note blares out above the din of battle. It is a war horn, and it's sounding the recall to the acolyte longboat. You see those acolytes of Vashna who are finding the ruins suddenly break off their combat and race back to the quay in answer to this command. The mission has been achieved. They have recaptured their 3 brothers, and now the time has come for them to depart. As you watch them streaming along the body-strewn quay, a bold plan springs to mind. A plan that could enable you quickly to discover the truth about what is happening at the Merkin Gorge. If you were to don a red robe from one of the acolytes you have slain, you could infiltrate the ranks of those acolytes who are now fleeing back to the longboat. Do you wish to do so, or do you think that's too dangerous?
We might just try and risk it.
I say let's do it.
Yep.